Yo, 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 what is happening? Welcome to Another Dumb Show. I'm Another Dumb Show host. Thank you for joining me on episode number, what are we on, 264 here? So good to have you guys here hanging out with me tonight. It feels so good. It feels so right. Having you guys streaming on my tube at night. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great day today. If you are watching live, make sure you hit the thumbs up, get those likes in. I would greatly appreciate that. If you're not watching live, make sure you get your comments in. I will go back and I will read those back live next show. So get those comments in if you're not watching live. Don't forget, you can always download Another Dumb Show as an audio-only podcast through YouTube Music, so take a sec to do that. If you're not interested in seeing my handsome face, you can listen to my beautiful voice, my golden tones, through YouTube Music as an audio-only podcast. Probably good if you're working on like a job site or something like that, or you're driving, especially drive a truck or something like that. Probably the best move for you to download the show as an audio-only podcast. Don't forget, you can always follow the show on X, Instagram, TikTok. I think we're actually live on Instagram right now. I figured out a way to get this thing to go live to Instagram right now. So if you're watching on Instagram, what's happening? Welcome. It might look a little weird for you guys because the show is designed to be on a normal sized, a normal sized television in 1080p, big, 16 by 9 or whatever that is. So it might look a little strange on Instagram, especially if Mikey hops on and we have to go to the 2-box or whatever. So it might look a little bit strange for you guys. But anyway, shout out to everybody who's watching on Instagram, and of course to the standbys, the guys who've been here from guys and gals who've been here from the beginning, the live chat. That is the League of Dummies. That's what we call our live chat here on Another Dumb Show here on YouTube. Welcome. Appreciate all you guys being here, all of you guys being here. Boomer85 was first in our chat today, so I really appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much for being first. He used the first emoji. He is a member of the show, and you too can help support Another Dumb Show by becoming a member. Just go to the YouTube Another Dumb Show YouTube homepage. That's just youtube.com/Another Dumb Show. Click the join button. Pick a tier level to help support the show. $2, $3, $9, or I'm sorry, yeah, $2, $3, or $10 a month to help support the show. Those $10 guys, those guys are the best. But hey, we'll take the $2 ones and $3 ones as well. Phones are down tonight, so make sure you're utilizing the chat. That way we can get all the comments in if you are in the chat. I don't know if I can see, I think I can see YouTube, or I'm sorry, the Instagram chat. I can see some Instagram chat. So sweet. Okay, it does show some of the Instagram chat over here. So Bo Malley says, "What's up? Miss you on River." I think he means Rover. Ike Hoffman says, "Skull Vikings." There you go. There's a skull for you. T. Suddy, what's up, dude? How are you? Haven't heard from you in a long time. Streeter, what's up, my man? Good to see you. So yeah, I can peek over there and see what's going on Instagram as well. So to everybody watching on Instagram, appreciate you. Speaking of Instagram, I did do a post today. This one won't have any audio for you guys, but I'll just talk it over. I'll actually read it to you. This is actually something that I got an amazing review from one of my last weddings. I spent the day today working on upcoming weddings, itineraries, all that good stuff. And then I also, hold on, I gotta put the chat on live chat. Decided I need to do more promo stuff for the wedding biz. I don't know if you guys noticed, I've been posting more on social media lately because I just feel like it's something I need to do. So help support not help support the show, but help the show grow on different mediums other than here on YouTube. Got lots of followers on Instagram, so I figured might as well take advantage of it. But check this out. This is a review I got today, and like I said, I'll just read it to you guys. It says, if you're looking for an incredible DJ to elevate your wedding day, look no further than Sean Street. From start to finish, Sean brought an electrifying energy and professionalism that truly transformed our celebration into an unforgettable experience. Sean is not just any DJ, he's a master of his craft. Ooh, very nice. Sean took the time to understand our vision, ensuring that every detail was perfect. Leading up to the big day, he was in constant communication through email, text, and over the phone, alleviating any stress and giving us complete peace of mind. Very good, very good. Hold on, it's going to the next one here. Let's skip ahead. On the day of the wedding, Sean was a powerhouse. He wasn't just standing behind the turntables. He was our event manager, seamlessly keeping everything on schedule and on track. And boy, he could really wrangle up our rowdy bridesmaids and groomsmen. Haha. We could relax and enjoy every moment with our loved ones. And then he goes on to say, Anthony says, and let's talk about the music. Sean curated the perfect playlist and that had everyone dancing the night away. He knew exactly when to ramp up the energy and when to slow it down, making sure every guest felt included and entertained. Ooh, I like that last one. That was a good one. And then here comes the next one. It says, plus the lighting was absolutely stunning, creating a super fun atmosphere that set the perfect backdrop for our celebration. To top it all off, the photo booth was a huge hit. Our guests loved taking home their photo booth strips and looking at the night unravel through the online link he provides. Finally, a few of our guests have already booked Sean for their weddings and events after they saw just truly how great he is. If you're in Northeast Ohio and need a DJ who is not only talented but also deeply invested in your event, Sean Street is your guy. Sean is undoubtedly the best DJ in Cleveland, and we couldn't be happier that we chose him for our wedding. So, hey, Anthony, thank you very much. I appreciate the great review. You're welcome. Thank you, and you're welcome, my dude. So speaking of weddings, I did a wedding last, and this isn't a show about weddings. I promise you, if you're watching on Instagram Live for the first time or whatever, I promise I don't spend the whole time talking about weddings. It just happened to be a disaster. It just happened to be a good review, and I wanted to talk about it today. But Disaster says, enough with the nice reviews, Dumb. Where's the Sean was a rowdy drunk? He hip-hopped my wedding up too much and felled up all my bridesmaids. Where are the juicy ones? Don't have any of those, unfortunately. Or fortunately. That's one of the things I pride myself on, is not being a drunk in the corner hitting on bridesmaids. In fact, that's one of the things I say in my pitch meetings when I meet with customers, as I tell them specifically, I am not like other DJs who stand in the corner drinking beer and hitting on bridesmaids. That's not my gig. So, but anyway, going back to weddings, this past wedding this weekend, I mentioned it went really well. That review yesterday, I was talking about my wedding from this past weekend, how it went really, really well. It was very successful, hard venue, sound was great, everything was awesome at this event. So there was one little small hiccup that did happen that I forgot about, and it actually relates to something that's happening in the news today, and it made me think of it. Is I have a do not playlist for these weddings, and the bride and groom had put the song Revival by Zach Bryan on the do not playlist. So, but I had 2 or 3 people come up to me asking for Revival, and I had to be like, sorry, it's on the do not playlist. Well, apparently these people in true wedding form went to the bride and groom, or at least to the groom, and started asking him if I could play Revival, which is it's a bad move. If the bride and groom have put it on the do not playlist, that means they don't want to hear it. So don't go and ask them about it. Just kind of tacky. But I think they were like, I think one of them was the groom's sister. So she's like, oh, I'm cool. I'm the groom's sister. I can do whatever. And I was like, well, I would recommend not asking them about it just because it's, they already picked it, but hey, you do whatever you want. So sure enough, these 2 chicks come back up later on in the night, and they're like, or the groom comes up, I'm sorry. And he says, yeah, the people that came up and asked about playing Revival, you can end up playing Revival. So, but the problem was they had a huge must play list. So I was running out of time to get all of their must plays in and still fit Revival in. If you don't know that song Revival, I'm sure you probably heard it go, all night Revival. All night Revival. I'm sure you probably heard that song anyway. Not a bad song towards the end of the night. It's a fun sing-along song, so I wouldn't have been averse to playing it by any means, but the bride and groom didn't want to hear it. I had the stuff they definitely did want to hear left to play, so they didn't get their requests, but oh well. So anyway, but no, so Zach Bryan is actually in the news right now. He has been dating a girl named Brianna Chicken Fry. That's her internet name. Her name is actually Brianna LaPaglia. But she's on a house podcast. Zach Bryan, obviously a famous country singer. This Brianna LaPaglia or Brianna Chicken Fry is a podcast host with Dave Portnoy, the guy from Barstool. And I believe their podcast is on Barstool. I don't even know what it's called, to be honest with you. I probably should have looked that up first. But anyway, so he's been dating this chick for a while. Here's a picture of the 2 of them together. Actually, let me pull this picture up right here. This is Zach Bryan and Brianna Chicken Fry. Oh, that's not the right one. Hold on. Oh, got to change my sources here. Hold on one sec, guys. Hold on. Fixed it. Okay, so that's Zach Bryan with Brianna Chicken Fry. I think that was at the Grammys this past year. Good looking chick, decent looking guy, I guess, if you're into big, huge, square jawed dudes, I guess. But no, he's got nice eyes. Kind of, maybe I think it's time to cut that hair off at this point, though. But anyway, so the crazy thing is, so this guy, this Zach Bryan guy, he goes on Instagram, and apparently the two of them have been going through whatever, and they ended up going through, well, I don't know if she officially knew that they were broken up or not, but he decided he was going to post on Instagram that they were broken up. So he says here on Instagram, addressing something, Brianna and me have broken up with each other, and I respect and love her with every ounce of my heart. She has loved me unconditionally for a very long time, and for that I'll always thank her. I've had an incredibly hard year personally and struggled through some pretty severe things. I thought it would be beneficial for both of us to go our different ways. I am not perfect and never will be. Please respect Brianna's privacy and space in this. And if you have in your heart, excuse me, please respect Brianna's privacy and space in this time. Wait, what? Please respect Brianna's privacy and space in this. And if you have it in your heart, mine too. That was weird. With everything I am and to anyone I let down, I am sorry. I try my best in everything. I failed people that love me and mostly myself. So I don't know if that's him saying that he broke up with her or not, because she ended up putting out a post today talking about the whole situation and how she was kind of blindsided by the whole thing. So here she is talking about it. This is Brianna Chicken Fry, and the thing that she did was about, I don't know, 3 minutes long. So I just found a kind of abbreviated version of her talking about it. And it's kind of interesting, some of the stuff she says in here when it comes to Zach Bryan. Oh, by the way, Mikey is supposed to be on tonight. I don't know if he overslept or what. I know he was working. He sent me a picture of a generator he was working on. And this whole thing was taken apart and there were pieces everywhere and tools everywhere. So, and this was at like, I don't know, 5 o'clock maybe. So I don't know if he's even gotten done, finished with that or gotten home yet or what. So we'll see if we can get Mikey on here at some point, because I really want to talk to him about, or talk with him and tell you guys about his trip to Cleveland. But here's Brianna Chicken Fry talking about being blindsided by Zach Bryan on Instagram.
I just woke up to Zach posting on his Instagram that we broke up, and I had no idea that post was going up. He didn't text me, he didn't call me. I just woke up to a bunch of texts being like, are you okay? And I'm like, did my dad die? How can you give someone everything and like love them so unconditionally, like through stuff that you shouldn't? Because you just love them and you want them, like you see the good in them. Like how can you, this is so embarrassing. It's really, really heartbreaking.
So I get it. I went through I don't know, B1 and I are still together, but we went through some really tough times publicly. So I do understand what she's talking about, how it's, when she said, you know, that little part there where she says, oh, this is embarrassing, and she's like covering her head or whatever. So I definitely get that part of it. And the thing that she talks about in this is when she says that she loved him unconditionally, even though through stuff that you shouldn't have. Here, let me just play this part again here, because this part was kind of the important part, I thought.
I just woke up to a bunch of texts being like, are you okay? And I'm like, did my dad die?
Not that. Here we go.
How can you give someone everything and like love them so unconditionally, like through stuff that you shouldn't?
Like that part right there. So the stuff, loving him unconditionally through the stuff that you shouldn't. That is, I think, a reference to now after this whole thing went down, after after his post came out, and the news of them breaking up kind of started to go viral, an old Reddit thread ended up going viral again. And it got deleted after it started going viral again. But people took some screenshots of it. And apparently there was this girl named Brooke, I think her username on Reddit was Brooke Almond. She had come out earlier this summer alleging that she had an affair with Zach Bryan. Again, this is all alleged. I don't know if any of this is true. This is what she said, but she claims that Zach Bryan gave her an STD, and she put up some screenshots of it. So basically, this girl posted to prove to everybody that she. This is such a weird thing because I don't know if. Would you want everybody to know that somebody gave you an STD? Because in order to out him, she has to admit that she got. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Anyway, so she posts this, and I think I just blew without even showing it to you, but she posted a text message thread, supposedly from Zach Bryan, saying, "Thank you. Was it a full panel? Sorry talking to my doctors. Yes, everything was negative except the trichomoniasis. I got the blood work too for HIV, hepatitis, and syphilis, all negative." And then supposedly, if this is Zach Bryan, he says, "Mac, thank you. I'm also so insanely sorry. First time for me, and I hope you don't think I'm disgusting." And then she shows a screenshot of the positive for trichomonas. Trichomonas? I don't know what that is. What is, hold on one sec. Let me see if I can pull this up. Trichomonas vaginalis. A protozoan, here, let's pull this up here. It's a symptoms in protozoan parasite that causes trichomoniasis, an STI that affects urogenital tract. Symptoms in women include vaginal discharge, itching, burning, redness, soreness, pain when going to the bathroom or having sex, and bleeding after sex. Symptoms in men include urethritis, epididymis, and prostatitis. However, many people with trichomoniasis don't experience any symptoms. And it also apparently can create a foul-smelling vaginal discharge, genital itching, and painful urination. Yikes! That's that poor girl. If that's true that he gave that to her, that's not cool. Interesting story with some too. You know, she's one of the biggest podcasters in the world. On that podcast with Dave Portnoy, he's one of the biggest country stars in the world. So this story is it was weird. It was I am familiar with them, but B1, when I started bringing this up to her, she went like, "Oh my God, Brianna spoke out. What did she say?" So she was all into this because she watches that podcast, and she actually was, and apparently, what's his name? Dave Portnoy, her co-host, is a big fan. He got to be buddies with, what's his name? With Zach Bryan while they were dating. And then today, after all this news came out, he took a shot at Zach Bryan. He posted this tweet, and I got it small for the people on Instagram. I don't know if you can see it. It says, "Dedicating this to B Chicken Fry." So they're small for the Instagram people. Here's the people for YouTube. Dedicating this to that B Chicken Fry. And then it has the Taylor Swift song attached to it, "The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived," which is a song about Matt Healy. I can't remember the name of the band he's in or whatever. It's some number band or whatever. But he allegedly cheated on her, and that's what that song is about. So that seems like Dave Portnoy is taking some shots, having his co-hosts back. Way to go. Good for him. I like that. You got to have your co-host back. Especially if she got burned by Zach Bryan, allegedly. I wonder if that means if he was cheating on her and then he got that from that chick or gave it to that chick, does that mean that he ended up giving it to Brianna too? I don't know. That sucks. And then he's raw dogging a chick he's cheating with. Oy, this guy. Anyway, so an interesting story. We'll see what happens with that story after I think she said she's going to take a little break from social media. I don't know if she's going to come out on her podcast. I don't know when that happens or when they do it. But I imagine they're going to come out and they're going to talk about it. So let's see. It looks like this Instagram thing is still up and running. So appreciate people who are watching. Thank you. Still no Mikey yet. He's going to be disappointed though because I wanted to talk to him about this story. He's going to be really disappointed, or he's going to be really excited because he is a huge. Mikey loves all the whole comedy world. He loves podcasts like Kill Tony. He loves All the other comedy podcasts, I don't know all of them, but like Andrew Schultz's podcast, Theo Von's podcast, he loves all those. And of course, he loves the biggest podcast in the United States, the Joe Rogan Experience. And it turns out, officially, we had talked about, I think there were some talk of this happening, I don't know, last week or the week before, there were mentions that it might happen, but officially, Donald Trump is going to be on the Joe Rogan Experience on Friday. He is going to actually travel to the Austin studio in Texas, where Joe Rogan broadcasts from. They didn't say how long Trump's appearance would last, but he's actually given recent interviews lasting 30 minutes to an hour, which is interesting because Rogan's usually does like 3 to 4 hour interviews. And I think I saw that Trump did an interview on the Lex Friedman podcast, and I like that Lex Friedman podcast, so I might have to go and check that out. But I'll definitely go watch him on Joe Rogan because, well, it'd be interesting to see how Joe plays it, because Joe is one of these people who doesn't really push back much in his interviews. He kind of is, he just listens and lets people say what they have to say, and that's about it. He really doesn't push back too much during these interviews. So, but I don't expect him to ask softball questions. He'll ask questions that I think people want. That's the good thing, is he'll ask the questions. I just don't know if he'll hold his feet to the fire if Trump just starts straight up lying or anything like that. But I don't know. Maybe he will. He might, if he's getting lied to right to his face. He seems like the person who would maybe push back out. Yeah, if he knows he's being lied to. If some guy's on his show, some expert or whatever in physics is lying right to his face, he probably doesn't know if he's being lied to. But if Trump is looking him right in the eye, lying about something that happened within his presidency or about Kamala or something, he'll laugh, he'll giggle at it because he thinks Trump's very entertaining. In fact, I had to, B1 and I were sitting around last night and Trump came up, and I don't know I can't remember exactly what he did. But I can't remember what it was that he came up about. He was on TV saying something absolutely hilarious, and I had to I was pounding myself on the leg, saying to myself, I can't vote for someone just because they're entertaining and make me laugh. I can't vote for someone just because they're going to make me laugh and give me stuff to talk about for the next 4 years. I can't vote for that reason. I have to find other reasons to vote for one or the other. I can't vote just because he's going to be entertaining for 4 years. Especially when there's things like clips like this of him talking about other men and their genitalia.
Arnold Palmer was all man, and I say that in all due respect to women, and I love women. But this is a guy that was all man. This man was strong and tough, and I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, oh my God, that's unbelievable. I had to say it. We have women that are highly sophisticated here, but they used to look at Arnold as a bad, but he was really something special. Arnold was something special. So I just want to tell you, you're very lucky, the people that live in Detroit, and it's an honor for me to be here because of him. And he was actually he was a great man, and I don't think there would be golf to the extent that you have it today. It probably wouldn't be that way without the great Arnold Palmer. So
And his penis.
Enjoy it, everybody. Enjoy it.
Yes, enjoy it. Enjoy me talking about another man's penis.
And I had to tell you the shower part of it because it's true. What can I tell? We want to be honest. We want to be upfront. It's true.
I want to hear the whole shower story one more time. I got to hear it.
This is a guy that was all man. This man was strong and tough. And I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, oh my God, that's unbelievable. I had to say it. We have women that are highly sophisticated here.
I love how he thinks that the women are actually hearing that and not being just completely put off by the whole thing. Because women just love to hear about the size of a man's penis from another man. They love that so much. Maybe if like they're talking to like their girlfriends or whatever, and they're like, and I don't even. Do girls do this? Do girls actually talk about like the size, like with their friends, like how big a guy's dick is? Does that happen? Is that actually a thing? I'm sure they probably do, but. It's pretty interesting that he thinks that the women in the audience are excited or sophisticated enough to be able to handle him talking about another man's penis size. So kudos to Trump for giving love to his dude. I found this picture online today. It actually made me laugh really hard. Here is an AI generated picture of Trump and Arnold Palmer together. So it was pretty funny. I thought it was Robert Kraft at first from the Patriots. But no, apparently that's Arnold Palmer. So we'll have to see how that goes on Friday. I'll definitely check out. I haven't listened to Rogan's podcast in a long time. I stopped watching Kill Tony. I stopped listening to Rogan. I kind of just have been in, I think it's because of football season. I've just been in full-blown NFL mode at this point. And man, that was crazy last night. I don't know if you guys saw a crazy night as far as injury goes. So last night on Monday Night Football, the Ravens and the Buccaneers played. And the Buccaneers, they have two star wide receivers, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. The guys, the wide receivers, obviously, if you don't watch football, those are the guys that go out and catch the ball. That's for you, KO. Those are the guys that go catch the football. Anyway, so on one play, Mike Evans, one of these wide receivers, he goes out, he goes for a touchdown at the end of the end zone. He lands all kind of awkwardly on his leg, like all his weight landed on his one leg, and he blows out his hamstring, and the guy's going to be out for the next, 5-6 weeks or something like that. So they lose their best receiver. This guy's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's out in kind of an ugly injury. Then later on in the game, really actually towards the very end of the game, there's a minute left in the game, which is the Buccaneers are down by, I think, 2 scores, if not more at this point. And for some reason, they still have Chris Godwin, their other star wide receiver, in the game. This guy goes out for a pass, and he ends up, he gets tackled when he takes a hard step with his left leg when he's got the ball tucked in his right hand, I think, or whatever. He's got the ball, he crouches down, he gets tackled by a guy, he puts all his weight on his left foot, and then the guy that's tackling him rolls on that left leg, and when he's on the ground, so your feet are supposed to be like this, or I don't know, it's kind of hard to do it with your legs, but your feet are supposed to be, I don't know, you know what I'm talking about, you know what feet are supposed to look like when on the ground? Well, this guy's foot was all cocked out to the side and just laying there like limp and dead. And he dislocated his ankle. So no idea why they left that guy in the game. It's completely ridiculous and stupid that they left him in the game that late. And then they've lost their 2 star wide receivers for a while now. Now I told you I've been watching a lot of football, but now we have to. Tonight's the big night. Tonight's the beginning of the NBA season. And it's starting off with something pretty cool that's going on. Well, last night, I left this out last night. I don't think I showed this tweet, but remember last night we talked about Deshaun Watson and his injury and how the Cleveland fans booed him. LeBron James actually came out and talked about that. He says, Cleveland fans, y'all know how much we've been throughout the years, both good, bad, and indifferent. With that being said, booing anyone that's down with an injury, let alone your own player, is lame AF. To the ones who didn't, salute. So again, I think we broke down last night how I felt about the fans booing and whether they are not booing the player, are they booing the person, and is it okay either way to boo either one of them when they're down on the field hurt? We spent a lot of time talking about that last night, so I'm not rehashing it. But LeBron is got some pretty cool stuff going on tonight. LeBron in the Lakers. I don't actually even know who they're playing because I'm more concerned about the Lakers or whatever. Or LeBron and his son Bronny playing football or playing basketball. Jesus, how many different sports can I say before the right one? I got baseball on the mind and basketball because LeBron is going to be playing for the first time in NBA history, father and son duo, LeBron and Bronny, are going to be playing on the court together, which is pretty fucking cool. And the reason I'm thinking of baseball too is because Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr., the first father-son duo to do it in Major League Baseball, are also going to be at the game tonight to witness LeBron and Bronny playing together. So some pretty cool stuff, and they're having a lot of fun with it. Here is a video that they posted on Instagram. I think LeBron posted this. Hold on one sec. I think we all know how you get treated when you're a rookie, so check this out. All right, bet, I got you. There's Bronny. Yo. Come on.
Hey, Rook. Better not be late.
Yo, are you serious? Come on, man.
Hey, clean up my driveway. It's a mess.
Yo, you're too old for this. What's going on, bruh? Come on. You way too old for this, man.
Now, it's obviously it was a Nike thing that popped up at the end there, but I thought that was a really fun commercial. I didn't know it was a Nike commercial. I thought it was actually just a little fun parody they did, but I should have known better. It's fucking everything they do is for money. They wouldn't do anything just for fun, really, especially that produced. I thought it was actually like a Lakers promo. I didn't think it was a Nike commercial, but either way, a lot of fun. I love that. I'm so excited to see the two of them playing together. I can only imagine can you imagine if that actually happened in the NFL? It never will. Well, I don't know. We got some dudes that have kids pretty young in the NFL, so I could see that maybe happening. We got some dudes that are 17, 18, making babies playing in the NFL, I think, at this point. So, especially with that NIL money that a lot of these guys in college are going to be making right now, we're going to be seeing some paternity cases. We're going to be seeing some baby mamas out there trying to get some of that NIL money themselves. That's coming for sure. So we'll see how this works out with LeBron and Bronny tonight. I hope they actually. I saw that they said that I know Bronny is not that great. I guess I don't know enough about basketball just yet to know whether he's good or not. But I mean, I guess I know bad basketball when I see it. So if he's bad at basketball, I'll recognize that. But he's obviously not as great as his father, obviously. But it looks like he's actually going to get in the game somewhere around, I think, the second quarter or something like that is what I saw. So that's pretty good news. So yeah, check that out tonight. Let me see what time that game starts tonight. Lakers game tonight. All right, so they're playing the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight. Let's see what time. It's at 10 o'clock tonight. So if you guys want to watch that, check that out. I imagine it's probably on, I don't know where that's at. Lakers game tonight on, I think it's on, is it on ESPN? It says it's on TNT. I thought they were done with TNT. Is that next year that happens when they stop working on, I don't know. Anyway. So there you go. Check that game out tonight. So I just mentioned the Minnesota Timberwolves. And going back to college, I mentioned college sports and NIL and baby mamas. Michael K says that NIL will be the downfall of college sports. Unless they get it kind of regulated somehow, you're right. Because right now it's the Wild West, and we got teams paying outrageous amounts of money to these players. I mean, outrageous, multiple tens of millions of dollars for players to come play for them right out of high school. It's incredible the amount of money these young people are going to get. And I understand the schools are making so much money off of them. But hell, it is the Wild West the way they're doing it right now. So we'll have to see how that turns out with the NFL. Or NIL. It'll be like I said, Wild West. Let's see here. I mentioned the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're playing the Lakers tonight, and it made me think of a story that I saw the other day. There's a player on the Minnesota Timberwolves. His name is Anthony Edwards. He is amazing. He's a superstar talent. He does an amazing job. He can shoot the three. He can drive. He's an amazing dunk guy. If you don't remember him, he emulated the MJ dunk last year. He's a walking highlight reel. He is the Timberwolves. They have a chance to win some championships, but he came out. He was in an interview with Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings, because the Timberwolves are supposed to be great this year. The Vikings are already great, so they did this cover. They reenacted some Minnesota kind of shit. I don't know enough about it. That's why I wish Mikey was here right now. He would know more about. But Anthony Edwards said to Justin Jefferson, he said that he believes that it's easier for NBA players to go play in the NFL than it would be for NFL players to go play in the NBA. And I don't know how I feel about that. There are obviously some players in the NFL, like offensive linemen, who would have no chance to be able to go into, play in the NBA. Maybe some of them, if they lost weight and they're not all bulked up like giant linemen, because most of those linemen, those big, giant, bulky dudes, once they retire, they get real thin. Like, look at Joe Thomas, what he looks like now compared to when he played. So if they thinned out, they're still athletes. I wonder if they'd be able to move over to basketball. But shit, there's defensive linemen that are 350 pounds that can dunk basketballs. So imagine giving them a ball and having a 350-pound guy who's like 6'2" or 6'3", back you down the lane, and then just go up and dunk on you. I mean, these guys do standing dunks at 350 pounds. So I think NFL athletes would have no problem moving over to the NBA. Now, a lot of NBA athletes, most of them are small. They're slight. They're super tall and slight. NFL players are super tall and beefy. So they could make the move over, especially a lot of, like I said, defensive linemen, those defensive ends. Have you ever seen Myles Garrett play basketball? I don't think that Anthony Edwards would be able to cover Myles Garrett in a basketball game. And if Myles Garrett had to cover him, I think he probably could keep up with him, even though Anthony Edwards is much smaller. So the craziest thing about what Anthony Edwards said about all this now, this is really interesting. He said, football players can't go play basketball. And then he said, but then he did say, I told my buddies, if I win a ring in the next 3-4 years, I'm going to play football. And Justin Jefferson goes, no, you're not. So Anthony Edwards, an NBA player, is claiming that if he wins a ring, he's going to pull a Michael Jordan, retire from the NBA. But instead of going to play baseball like Michael Jordan did, he's going to go to play football in the NFL. That is the biggest load of horse shit I've ever heard. I don't think there's any chance he's going to be able to do that at all. Let's see here. Oh, I got an email here. Michael K says, so anyway, that's enough of that with Anthony Edwards. I don't think NFL players, I think NFL players could go over to the NBA, no problem. NBA players could not make the switch to the NFL very well. And if you disagree with me, get it in the chat at Another Dumb Show. Get your comments in there. If you're watching live on YouTube or Instagram, sorry if I'm not reading your chat messages. It's hard for me to go back and forth. I got 2 different ones. Ex-park ranger guy on Instagram says, Ant is thick. He doesn't pump iron like he would if he played football. I didn't consider that. I did talk about how NFL players can thin down, but I didn't really think about the fact that an NBA player could beef up. Like, I guess, like, look at LeBron. He's 6'8", whatever, 230 pounds. If he just worked out in a different way to play football, he would be an incredibly good tight end potentially, I think. He's too tall. Maybe he's too... A tight end, I think, is the only position he could play. I don't know how fast LeBron is. Do you think he's fast enough to play wide receiver in the NFL? I'm not really sure if I buy that. I think he could be an elite tight end, though. He would be awesome at tight end, man. He would be so good. All right. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was really expecting Mikey to be on tonight. and the entire show was wrapping around Mikey being here tonight to talk about our trip to Cleveland and some of the stuff that he's got going on, because there's a lot to talk about with this guy and with in our trip here to town. So I'm really disappointed that I don't have my main man on with us. But what I'll do is I got a couple other stories I was actually going to save towards the end of the show. So what we'll do is we will take a early break, and when we come back, we'll see if Mikey makes it back by the time we come back from break. And if he does, that's great. And if not, what we will do is we will come back and we will talk about these other stories that I was saving towards the end of the show. Anyway, I got some videos in there for us to watch. So stick around. Second hour, for those of you who are watching on Instagram, you don't know the show. The second hour of Another Dumb Show is always happy hour here. So if you want to, you could take your kids, throw them in the other room, put on some old videos of Arnold Palmer and see if they can see his Big Johnson bulging through his pants. Close the door while you get a little drink, maybe a little mokey moke on during the break. That's usually what I do during the break. So you guys can do the same. So during the break, we got a little slideshow that runs so you can actually see some pictures of stuff that happened with the show. Once again, you guys get a squeezed version on Instagram versus the whole full thing. If you want to watch the whole full show versus watching it live on Instagram, I encourage you guys to do that because you actually can see the whole thing. Just go to youtube.com/anotherdumbshow. youtube.com/anotherdumbshow. So go check it out, subscribe there, and you can participate in our live chat about, I think it's 10 minutes after you subscribe, you have access to the live chat. So during the break, if you want to switch over from Instagram, go over to YouTube. I suggest you do that, and then you can subscribe and you can get your chats in and all that good stuff. Oh, wait, what is this? What is this? No fucking way. No way. Ladies and gentlemen, unexpectedly, it looks like we have an unexpected guest on. Holy shit. Let's see. Do I have a double box with this guy? I think I only have a main one. Curious George, you're on Another Dumb Show. Can you hear me, dude?
Yes, I can. How are you doing?
I'm good. What's going on, bro? It's good to see you.
I thought I'd stop by and just say hi real quick and then see how you're doing. I only see myself within a box of myself and then a bigger picture of myself. I can't see you. I don't know if that...
Yeah, right now I don't have you on. Hold on one sec. I think I can get a double box. Which one are you on? Which one are you on? Give me one sec, guys. I can get. Hold on. I'm going to put George in a double and me. Hold on, George. You're not on right now. Give me one sec. Swear I got a double box with you somewhere. Where is that double box? All right. Where are you coming from? You are on Diz's video call. That's why it looks funny. All right, here we go. Put this on here. Where is it at? Where is he at? Right here. Oh, look at that. Move him over a little bit. All right, here we go. Back to one. And Curious George and I are both on. What's up, dude? How are you?
There you are, split.
Yeah.
Good,
So,
good.
what have you been up to, my friend?
Not much. I was in your neck of the woods over the weekend, and I was trying to find your phone number. I know you gave it to me a while ago, and I don't know where you gave it to me. It wasn't saved on my phone, and I couldn't find it in the email. But I was pretty close to where you're at. I was going to see if you wanted to do lunch on Sunday because it was somebody's big birthday, and I took him out to lunch Sunday.
Oh, that would have been awesome, man. I would have loved to have gone out to lunch with you. And I'm assuming you mean, was it, I know whose birthday you're talking about because he actually shares a birthday with my son. You were with Jeffrey LaRoque, weren't you?
Yep. We went to lunch together, and yeah. So
where did you guys go to lunch at?
we went to, I don't know if I can name drop and stuff. It's I think it's called Family Restaurant. It's on Detroit Road, like My Family Restaurant. It's in Avon, I believe, or something like that.
I don't think I've been to that place. I don't think I'm familiar with it. Jeffrey travels all over the place, though. Well, that's good. How was he? Was he in good spirits? Did he bring bed bugs with him? How did it go with him?
No, he was good. He obviously doesn't have a car, so it was being repaired. So he had to walk over to where the restaurant is, but he said it was close to where he was living. And I met him there, and now he's good. I mean, we had lunch. He did offer to pay for himself and stuff, but I was like, "Come on, it's your birthday," so I paid for it, gave him a gift. We hung out a little bit. Then I had a long drive back to Columbus, so I just left. But it's like, man, I wanted to see. But I had a feeling you would have had some kind of wedding, or you're with your kids or something. So
Well, it was actually my son's birthday, but we had already celebrated his birthday earlier in the year, so or earlier in the month. So I actually was sitting around Sunday doing nothing but watching football. So I would have, it would have been nice to see you. So I wish you'd have found my number. You got my number; it's in there somewhere. I know I definitely emailed it to you at one point for one reason or another. So, all right. Well, let me see. How have you been, George? The last we talked, my goal was we were going to try to get you on dating sites and see if we could try to get this guy a love of his life or a new lady somehow. Any updates on how that's going?
yes, I am talking to somebody that
Oh, wait, hold on.
think of
Sorry,
mine.
George. Sorry, start over. I actually hit the wrong button. Go ahead.
Okay, an old colleague of mine, one of her friends, introduced me to her. So we've been kind of talking, gone to a couple dates, and I kind of like how it's heading. So we're going to see how that goes. So I am currently talking to someone.
That's awesome news. I'm glad to hear it, man. Are you that was actually just so that's why were you like was that a chance of that happening and that's why I haven't heard from you or cuz you kind of disappeared after we talked about putting you on these dating sites. I feel like you got cold feet and disappeared for a little while.
No, not at all. It's been a struggle at work. We've laid off so many people, and I wouldn't be surprised if I'm next. I had there's two managers in my department that never made sense. I'm a manager, and so is another guy that is in the same office, and we split our team down the middle. So I manage five people. He manages three now. It used to be four, but three. Now that it's gone down, I'm kind of nervous about my job. So I've been working extra time, overtime, doing everything I can. So I've been so exhausted. I've been missing a lot of your shows. I have to go back and listen to catch up. It was, I think, a week or two you were off for the flu, I believe, or something like that. So
You had walking
you know,
pneumonia. It was awful.
yeah,
I was miserable. It was a bad couple weeks for me. So all right, George.
that's what I
Well,
heard. So I'm glad you're back. But I had the day off of work today. I have to use up my vacation days before December 31st, and we have like a couple of days off in December. So I've been just kind of sitting here drinking and watching movies, and then turned on your show, and I thought, you know what? I'd like to do happy hour after the break and stuff, and just kind of hang out with you and the fans. Not unless you're busy and you want to shut it down with me. That's fine. I'm still going to drink and listen to your show.
what are you drinking right now?
Miller Lite. I love Miller Lite.
Nice. You can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with the good classic like old Miller Lite. Can't go wrong with that. So, all right, dude. So let's do that. I'll let you go get your drinks. I'm gonna get my drinks. We'll let everybody else get their drinks, and then we'll take a quick break, and then maybe we'll get lucky and we will have our main man Mikey here by the time we get back. But in the meantime, like I said, second hour is always happy hour here. So get your drinky drink, get your mokey moke, and we'll be right back. Sit tight. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Sorry, my headphones are being wonky. I can't hear shit. Welcome back to Another Dumb Show. I'm Another Dumb Show host. Thank you for joining me on episode number, I don't know, whatever we're on right now. I don't know why this bed's not dropping down here. Normally it fades itself out, but it's not seemingly doing that right now. But okay. Well, I'll just turn it down. What's happening? Welcome back. So good to have you guys here. I think there's like about 6 people watching on Instagram because a lot of people came in during the break and bailed. So if you're watching on Instagram, thanks. You're only going to see bits and pieces of the show. It'll be cut off and trimmed down for Instagram because the show's designed to be on a full screen TV or whatever. So just give you a heads up. If you want to see the whole show, you can go over watch it on youtube.com/anotherdumbshow. Anyway. Welcome back. I think Mikey is going to be joining us here in just a minute. I had Curious George on before the break. He was hanging out with us here just a little bit, but I do believe Mikey's going to be joining us here in a little bit. He was just walking in the door from work when I texted him during the break. So this guy's been putting in some hours at the job. He's been putting in like 55 hours a week, he said, at work. So and Mikey's kind enough to come and hang out and do this out of the good kindness of his heart. With the intention or hopes that the show will grow. So hopefully we'll see him in a second. We'll keep this thing rolling along. All right. We're going to talk about, he just came to Cleveland here last Thursday to visit me and for us to go see a comedy show together. So we're going to recap all of that. I'm looking down to see, I don't think George is here. I think he bailed. But Michael K had a funny comment I saw in there. He said that Curious George finally has a slam piece. That's what it sounds like. And I actually have a picture of Michael K. If you guys have ever wondered, I believe this is him. I'm assuming it is. Let me read the email. Hold on one sec before I open it. He said, this was over when I was sick. He said, this is back from October 14th. He said, what's up? My guy had a great weekend in Traverse City, saw the Northern Light. That's where he's from, Traverse City. Saw the Northern Lights. Just wondering if you're coming back on the air anytime soon. And then he sent this picture. It's kind of a little bit grainy. I'm trying to make sure you can't see any of it. Let me open this in a new tab. Why is it not letting me open this in a new tab? There we go. Here's a picture of Michael K. If you guys have ever wondered what Michael K looks like, here he is standing in front of what he describes as the biggest attraction in Traverse City. There you go. There's Michael K. Probably not what you guys would think. I'm assuming that's Michael K. I don't know if that's what I pegged Michael K to look like, to be honest with you. I don't know what I was expecting, but he's wearing, looks like the Pit Spitters shirt for his local baseball team that he does stuff for there. I don't know why I thought Michael K was going to look very different. I don't know what I was expecting, but this is not what I was expecting. I'm not knocking the dude. It looks fine. Looks like a normal-ass dude to me. I don't know. I think because Michael K is wealthy, I was not expecting the hoodie or the beanie cap, the jeans look. I don't know. I was expecting maybe a different look from. I guess if I don't know, maybe not. I don't know, maybe if the richer I got, the less I give a shit about what I looked like. I'm not saying that's what Michael's doing, but I mean, like now when I try to like go out, like I try to look nice. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm not knocking you, Michael, but I never leave the house. I mean, I'll leave the house in an outfit like that. Don't get me wrong, But if I'm gonna like send a picture of me somewhere, I usually try to look pretty good. I usually like, I only take pictures of myself usually when I'm feeling kind of fly. That's the only time I'll do that. So, and also I think if I was wealthy, I would be wearing fly ass clothes all the time. This guy talks about having some bank. Where's the Louis Vuitton, man? Or is that how you stay rich? You don't waste your money on stuff like Louis Vuitton. That's how rich people roll. They don't spend their money on stuff. At least some rich people. That's how they keep their money, I guess. All right, I'm looking here. Do I have either of these guys around? It looks like George is bailed. It looks like Mikey is not here yet. So let's just pick up with where I had stuff towards the end of the show ready to go. So I have some stories about some crazy deaths that have happened over the past couple days. There is a, hold on one sec, I'm fighting with my computer over here. Give me one sec, guys. There's a story about a woman she's 36 years old. She was in Indonesia. She is a surfer. She was doing what she loves, surfing. Here's a picture of her. This is Julia Manfrini. Julia Manfrini. Pretty girl. Not that that matters for the story, but she was doing her thing. She was surfing. And craziest thing happened. I don't know exactly how it worked, but it was actually earlier this month at the Masokut Island, a popular spot for surfers in Indonesia, when she was doing her surfing, and the most freak accident actually happened. A swordfish jumped out of the water and struck Manfrini in her chest. Manfrini reportedly suffered a wound that was 2 inches deep and was taken to a nearby clinic. Sadly, she did not survive. Wow, what a crazy ass story. This chick just surfing. This is why I don't go in the ocean, guys. I mean, I've said this so many times. This is not a place we belong. We do not belong in the ocean whatsoever. We don't belong on little boats, little surfboards on top of the ocean. We don't belong on any of that. Just stay the fuck out of it. We don't belong on boats. I just saw this video of this guy on the Discovery Channel, and I can't play it because it's copyrighted from the Discovery Channel, and then YouTube will just make me pull the whole video down. But it was guy in this clear glass box, floating on top of the water. All right, or not glass, it was probably plexiglass, but it was totally clear. So it looked like he was just in the water, right? Well, what else would a shark do if it sees what looks to be food just floating on the top of the surface? It's going to fucking come up from underneath and try to taste it, supposedly. No, it's trying to fucking eat this guy because it takes a huge bite into this glass box. It doesn't go through the box, but it ends up tipping this thing over with this guy in it. So he's trapped in this box. Then he gets out of it and he's thrashing around like a fucking maniac with this shark circling him. I watched this video and had the biggest panic attack because you guys know that's one of my biggest fears are sharks. But I just think about this poor woman. She's out there doing her thing. Now, I wonder, do you think she was sitting on the surfboard, like just chilling? Like, you know how they paddle out and then they just sit on the surfboard and they wait for their wave to come? Do you think that's when the swordfish jumped out? Or do you think it was while she was like, you know how you get in those tubes when you're a surfer? Here's a picture of a surfer, her in a tube, actually. Let me see this picture here. So here's her in a tube, right? Zoom in a little bit. Now, in one of these tubes are fish. There's all kinds of, animals inside these waves. Sharks, all that kind of stuff. And I'm wondering if when she was coming across, like see my mouse moving across, so she starts on this part and this thing collapses down around her and then she's going to keep going along here. I'm wondering if it's in this part, like obviously this isn't the picture where she died, but I'm wondering if it speared her, like one of them jumped out and speared her like that. Like see, watch my mouse cursor, spears her. It jumps out and it spears her right in the chest. It jumps and spears her in the chest. That's what I'm wondering if it happened to her. I don't know. I'm speculating. But a swordfish jumps out of the water and kills a surfer. Absolutely crazy story. What a weird way to die. Now, so rest in peace to her. Sad story. I don't think she was a professional surfer or anything, like just a lady who liked to surf. That was her passion. But I don't know. Maybe she was pro. I really don't care. Now, the thing I'm about to play now for you, I got another story about a crazy death. This one is nuts. Now, I have I have a 911 call. This is, and it's got a weird, I couldn't find the actual raw audio anywhere. I couldn't get it to download, but I found it on this weird Twitter page of this girl. She talks over it and then gets to the 911 call. So I'm going to play this 911 call, but it looks really goofy as I'm playing it. But it does break down all of the sorry, I got distracted. I'm trying to pull up this video. It's got the 911 call. It's from Halifax. I don't know if this is in Nova Scotia. I don't know exactly even where this story took place. What Walmart was this at? It's Halifax Regional Police. I don't know. Where is this Halifax? That's Nova Scotia to me. It is, yeah. It's a Halifax Walmart in Nova Scotia. So there you go. All right, so I know my geography. Listen, I'm going to warn you guys before I play this 911 call. It could be a little bit distressing, but a 911 call was made after a Walmart employee suffered an interesting incident. Here you go. And if you're watching on Instagram, this is going to look like shit for you. So I apologize because you guys get the small screen. So if you want to see what I'm looking at, it really doesn't matter. It's more about the audio on this one. But just so you know, youtube.com/anotherdumbshow. And then subscribe and you can participate in the chat. And I'll try to read your messages. Let's see here. Real quick, let's play this video. Here it is. 911 call from Halifax, Nova Scotia Walmart. Play.
Station 5 engine for a technical rescue call from Mumford Mumford Road Walmart, 6990 Mumford Road. Female has locked in an oven in the bakery. Oven is on. Unsure if the staff are able to turn it off. Dispatch to Station 5 engine for technical rescue, 6990 Mumford Road Walmart, the bakery. Time of page 2122. Call will be on Ops 4. Ops 4.
Dispatch 9 engine, just looking for an update.
9 engine, update regarding ETA for ES or for being assigned to me.
Update.
Let's see what I can do. That's 9 engine.
Go ahead. With the person trapped in the on there. Do you have the power shut off for that? The staff know to turn the power off. She's in there. Okay, then for if they do make contact back, just tell them to shut the power off.
Dispatch from Upper Command.
Go ahead, Commander.
I just got the last part of the conversation. I think it was the divisional commander. The person was out of the oven upon arrival. We're just dealing with regional police at this point right now.
Copy all.
Dispatch to Gore, be advised, wasn't aware that the call was still ongoing. That just came in. You can take me off the call. We'll be back in service back at dispatch channel. Dispatch Rescue 48.
Copy.
Code 1.
Copy.
These translations, or whatever the captions they are going with going along with this are too funny. They're saying coffee every time it says copy. Source of cold water, copy. It's so goofy.
Code 1.
Copy.
Dispatch from Upper Command.
Hi, Command. Dispatch 2 days E-Drive Command.
Go ahead.
EHS is updated. They do have a couple of trucks assigned. Closest one is on the 102 passing exit 4A, so 10 minutes there.
10-4. Thank you.
Yeah, 10-4, Chief. Can you just repeat that, please?
Do you have some extra paramedics back there that you can spare? Send them to the front?
Yep, 10-4, copy.
All right, so this is on her little comment there. It says maybe it's murder because it's impossible that the door is automatically locked. Now, so if you missed it in the 911 call, a person, a Walmart worker, walked into a Walmart oven. They have giant walk-in size ovens at these Walmarts where I'm assuming that's where they put like, I guess I don't understand really a walk-in oven, to be honest with you. I don't really get the purpose of it where you have to, and here's a picture supposedly of the type of oven that he or she, I don't even know if it was a man or a woman. Supposedly this is the type of oven that this person walked into. So you can see on the right, there's a couple of hinges and there's this big, huge door handle that you open. Now, the caption on the bottom says a 19-year-old, oh, it was a woman. A 19-year-old woman was baked alive inside a walk-in oven. Employees familiar with the Walmart bakery have spoken out, saying that it's protocol to go inside the oven when it's on and clean it. While some are saying the emergency release button could have been broke, some are saying this is impossible and suspect foul play. Some employees who are familiar with Walmart bakery have stated these doors do not close on their own. The current investigation is ongoing. Now, if you've ever worked at a restaurant, at restaurants, they have walk-in coolers, walk-in freezers. And that was always one of my biggest fears, was getting closed inside one of those freezers. Now, even if you've worked in one of the restaurants, you know that there is a button. There's like it's like this pole with a little circle on the end of it that you're able to push on. It's like a big giant button on a stick that will push the door open from the inside out in case that door collapses on you, because you'll freeze to death and it's airtight. So you'll if you don't freeze to death first, you'll suffocate in there, which I'm pretty sure they're airtight. But that's the whole point. Like, kids used to die in refrigerators when we were younger. If you put your fridge out on the curb, you're supposed to take the refrigerator door off because dipshit dumb kids would climb in the refrigerators on the side of the road and get themselves trapped inside the fridges. So this is a weird story with this Walmart worker walking into an oven that's on and then getting closed into it somehow. You'd think no matter what, this oven would have, if it's something where you can walk into, it would have some sort of fail-safe on it in order to let you back out, I guess. Drew S. is describing the oven. He says, the ovens hold rolling racks on wheels. Each rack has trays with cookies or cakes or whatever. Okay, now that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense, because I was trying to figure out the purpose of a walk-in oven. But still, why do you get a... I guess you prep it, and then if you want everything to cook at the same time, so you're not putting everything in and then turning it on, and you're putting in when it's preheated. Okay, I guess that makes sense. But still, I don't understand if this is something that people walk into. I don't think it's designed for people to walk into. I really don't. And even if this door does close, potentially behind people, which it's not supposed to do, obviously, you would think there would be some sort of way to push it open from the inside out. If not, this Baxter company is getting sued to fuck by this family. This company, if this is their company, and I don't know, sorry Baxter if it's not, but if these Baxter people have this fucking thing on here, have this door, and there's no way to get back out of it, once you go in it, these Baxter people are screwed. Looks like we got my main man down here. What is going on, bro? How are you?
What's up, buddy? How you doing? Dealing with a cold.
You're sick again?
Well, not really sick, you know. I think it's because it's been 75 and 79 degrees the last couple of days, and allergies are just bothering me. That's all.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe I was worried that you might have caught what I had. I don't want you to end up getting the walking pneumonia that I had.
I hope not. That'll suck. But no, I got some serious sinus pressure, a wicked cough, and there's a bunch of yellow-green stuff coming out.
Oh, see, I didn't really have much of that. Like weird, everything was going down the back of my throat and ended up in my chest. And I think that's how I ended up with the really bad, the walking pneumonia, because everything that was in my nose or whatever just drained itself down into my chest. And then I couldn't get it up with the Mucinex stuff. And next thing you know, I was half dead. It was awful. let's see here. So welcome, dude. How are you?
Tired, man.
Just tired? Just so much work?
Back to working the way I was working. Shit, figure what'd we do? Thursday night we went out, we hung out, we partied, we had a nice little bro down and talk session and watched some TV and hung out all night. I drove straight home, and then it's daylight outside, so as soon as it's daylight, I can't sleep.
All right. So that does that. So just for people who don't know, last Thursday, Mikey came into town.
Recap. I came into town. I completely forgot that it was Indians Yankees playoff game or Guardians. Shit. My bad. Don't cancel me. But rather than the normal 4-hour drive to get into town, it took me about 5.5 hours. There was a bunch of traffic, a bunch of construction and stuff like that. So I was kind of tired from the long drive and the stop and go and everyone driving like assholes. So, by the time I got to Dom's house, it was probably like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours before the comedy show. And then it was time to smoke. And Dom can not only eat me under a table, but he can smoke me under a table. I can outdo a lot of people with a lot of other things. We'll just leave it at that. But when it comes to smoking, man, after about 4 or 5 blizzies, my heart rate was $160. I was having a full blown panic attack. Had to eat an edible to make it worse.
No, it was fun.
So we went downtown. We got to the comedy club nice and early. We were the only ones down at Pickwick and Frolic. By the time
hold on,
we got down.
Before you get into that, and by the way, if you're watching on Instagram, this looks like shit right now because Mikey and I are in the double box. So again, go watch it on youtube.com/anotherdumbshow and you can see the whole show. But so we, the plan was when you were going to get here, I wanted to get down there because of the Guardians playoff game. I wanted to go down early and then start, I bought these little, hold on one sec.
They're so dope looking too.
I know. I bought these. I got these little tiny man on the street microphones, so we could go out and we can get audio of people. We'd go live on my phone, and there's a little adapter that plugs into this, and I just go out and we could go get some man on the street. We talk about the Guardians. Before the game, I wanted to get some of that, and then if we made it out in time, we could get reaction afterwards. Either way. But so
find the next Hawk Tua girl, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Well, that was
viral.
That was actually one of the questions I was going to ask. I was going to find a group of hot chicks and be like, "How would you guys one up the Hawk Tua girl?" And just to see what the reactions would be. Good the fuck away, you creeps. No, this is what I would do. I'd shove a dildo up the guy's ass. I don't know, whatever.
I was just about to say, go one knuckle deep.
Yeah, whatever turns him on. So, that was a bummer that you got here late. So I was bummed about that. So I think I said to myself at that point, because I had been kind of laying off. I didn't get completely ripped because I wanted to go do the man on the street stuff. And then as soon as you said that you weren't going to be here until later, I was like, fuck this. And so I started burning down. I started drinking. I was pre-gaming and everything before you even got here. So I was already feeling good by the time you got here. And then, like you said, we ended up Ubering down there, which was a great idea because of the Guardians game. The parking was going to be outrageous.
All the signs I saw was $60, $80, $100, and then we would have to deal with all the drunks leaving the stadium because we couldn't have timed the way the comedy show went.
Oh, it was crazy.
The way the game was at the same time.
We'll talk about that, but do you remember the Uber driver, how cool the Uber driver was? Like, that is the coolest Uber driver I've ever had. I mean, what a nice guy. First off, the one there was awesome. And then the one on the way home we'll talk about was awesome too. But the one on the way there, we had a whole huge just like sports conversation. We talked about...
That was really intelligent when it came to sports and history, and he was probably about a decade older than you.
Yeah, and it was great because like you got in before me and you were wearing all your Vikings gear. So he immediately just started going into old Vikings history with you, like old Vikings players and all this shit.
Oh,
And then,
Rand Tarkington, Alan Page, Chuck Marshall,
yeah,
Purple
Purple
People
People
Leaders in the
Leaders.
70s.
It was crazy. And then he ended up going on. We talked about I had this video pulled last week, and we ended up never talking about it. But we in the Uber, we actually talked about this video. Remember this video? This raise. I don't think you actually finally ever saw this video.
I said I saw the opening screenshot of it, but I never watched that.
So here is that video. A couple weeks ago, the Baltimore Ravens played the Washington Commanders, and then after the game, there was this guy who plays for the a fan of the Ravens, who just did this inexplicably.
Do we got a straggler? Do we got a straggler? Do we got a straggler? Do we got a straggler?
Oh.
Do we got a straggler? Do we got a straggler? Do we got a straggler? I don't lose. Yeah! Let's go! Let's go!
He didn't really win either.
Go!
Yeah, no, he. It's kind of funny that in the end, that phrase "I don't lose" is so funny because this guy has lost everything since that happened. He is actually. I have his. Hold on, I lost the piece of information about this guy. This guy's name, Mikey, is.
He looks like
John. His name is John Callis. And he's actually now turned himself into the Baltimore police after he attacked those Commanders fans after the game. 24-year-old John Callis turned himself into police on Monday morning, where he was seen being led away in handcuffs. In fact, here's the picture of him. Oh, wrong one. Hold on one sec. Here is the guy who, this guy never loses. He never loses.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a catch and release. It's going to be a simple assault charge,
especially in
ticket and stuff like that. Especially in a real blue city like Baltimore.
Well, but he is a insurance guy, and
he'll lose his license.
I believe he's lost his he lost his job. Whatever, I can't remember the name of the company he was working for. They posted a thing that he no longer works for them. And according to Maryland, first-degree assaults in Maryland carry a potential penalty of 25 years in prison. So if this dude does get knocked, he could do some serious time for sure. So
I'm sorry, but I hate to say it. In the city of Baltimore, I'm pretty sure that is 25 years if you are of a different race than that man.
You think so? You think the white guys get away with it in Baltimore, the black guys don't, is what you're saying?
we saw that video. How long ago was it when those Baltimore cops threw those drugs right on those guys and then arrested them? Baltimore cops have been dirty forever, man. Go back to The Wire. They're the Baltimore is the first city in America to create an open air drug market. Literally take all the crackheads, all the dope fiends, everybody that's bad, throw them in buses and bring them down to a absolutely abandoned, complete neighborhood, and then put cops on every corner and every street to make sure they don't get out. But whatever happens in there, happens in there.
So that was like the first Chaz? Like that thing that happened in, was it Seattle or back?
Yes, but
back
that was the people that took that over and tried to do that. This was actually organized by Baltimore police to reduce crime numbers on paper.
What did it do? It just caused a huge, massive upsurge in drug sales and overdoses and everything.
Created the best television show of all time, The Wire.
So that's what The Wire is based on. What they did, is that what The Wire means? Is that what it was called? That area?
Well, The Wire. It was called. Somebody in the chat's going to correct me here because there's got to be another Wire fan. But Free City, or I can't remember what they called it. But when they would like catch a drug dealer on a different corner, like in a different part of the city, rather than bring him to jail, they'd bring him to Free City and drop him off.
Oh, okay. And then just leave them there to live their life in the free drug zone.
Let them all overdose, let them die, kill each other, do whatever they wanted, leave the bodies in the street, and then they had no paperwork to write up and crime wasn't happening.
That's insane. That's absolutely nuts. Well, yeah, that was one of the things we talked about in the Uber. We didn't get into the details of the politics of the. Did we talk politics for 2 minutes with that guy? Even too? Do I feel like we did, or am I
On the Uber ride home or there?
on the way there? I thought, or did we just
No,
talk
I mean,
sports with that guy?
We were talking sports, but we were talking about moving the stadium to Brook Park and
That's right. I forgot we did
traffic,
talk.
stuff like that.
I forgot we talked to him about that. That's right. Okay, so we were. I think we left.
It's me every Uber, dude. I have the gift of gab. I love talking to strangers. I don't shut the fuck up.
It's funny. I usually don't say shit.
You're the opposite. I know. I was looking at you. I was like, Dumb don't want me to be talking to this dude right now. He don't want to engage. He just wants to be on his phone.
I was
and
fine
I just kept
once.
Going.
Once I realized that this was like an actually interesting conversation, I was like, I'm going to participate. But before that, I was like, I just was weird at first because I'm so. Well, you know what it is? He was so talkative. I'm not used to Uber drivers being that talkative either. They're usually.
Yeah, he started right away when I was outside.
He's chatty
outside the car. I was like, oh yeah, he's coming.
That's right. I forgot about that. You weren't even in the car yet, and the two of you guys were having a conversation. I walked out and saw that because I actually was like, wait, is that our Uber guy or who's Mikey even talking to? I forgot all about that.
I told him that the Vikings were going to lose to the Lions by 2.
Did they lose by 2?
I'm pretty sure they did.
Pretty sure? I know they lost on a field goal at the end. Sorry for your loss, bro. I know you're probably broken up about that. It was a tough one.
You know what, dude? I look at it a little bit different. I look at it as KOC, Kevin O'Connell, the head coach of the Vikings, and Brian Flores, defensive coordinator, the all pretty much the coaching staff, taking more of an Andy Reid approach to this season, where we know we're going to see the Lions in week 18 or week 17.
It's going to be everything.
In Detroit. Chances are it's going to be for the division. We're coming off a bye week. Why show everything? We're 70% chance of making the playoffs already. If you look at our strength of schedule for the next fucking 7 weeks, it's probably the easiest in the NFL. And we're going to be right there. So why show everything? Why take the chances on the 4th down and everything like that? Our defense still scored a touchdown. All right, we've got 4 defensive touchdowns this year. We're in good shape. I'm not heartbroken over the loss at all.
Speaking of defensive touchdowns, real quick, this is just a real quick thing I have for us. Did you know, where's this thing at? Did I lose it? I know I didn't lose it. Tell me I didn't. Hold on one sec. I have a thing here that says that a white cornerback a couple weeks ago made the first white cornerback interception in 22 years.
Oh, I thought it was 21 years. Was it Cooper DeJean?
I think so. Where is this story at? How did I lose this?
It's got to be the first white cornerback interception since Jason Sehorn.
That's what it was. It was since Jason Sehorn 22 years ago.
Fuck that dude. I hope he trips and falls in a puddle of fucking something
but either
that's bad
way,
for you. Malaria.
I don't even care about Jason Sehorn. It's more just the fact that, can you believe that it's been 22 years since a white man playing the role of cornerback in the NFL has made an interception? That is just...
I'm pretty sure he's the only white cornerback in the last 21 years as well.
Yeah, the only one. The only
one to have an interception. I think he's the only one to play.
It's a crazy story, man. Drew S says, why do they separate the stats by race? That's weird. No, it's just because this is what Mikey said. There are no white guys that play cornerback in the NFL. It just doesn't happen.
I'm sorry, white guys, we don't have that athletic ability to be able to run faster backwards than we do forward.
We can't
be able to cut with
direction like that.
No. But not gonna lie, some of the best safeties in NFL history are white guys.
That's true. That is weird. It's a definitely strange thing. They can't do any man coverage before them in zone. They're fine. Okay, so we talked a lot of football with the guy on the way down in the Uber. And then we didn't even mention who we were going to see. We were going to see a comic named Adam Ray. He came, I guess he's still growing, but I would say he's starting to kind of come into his own right now, especially having
Yeah. If
made it on Joe Rogan and Kill Tony, and he's, you know, he's
anybody has seen him, the guy that has been impersonating Dr. Phil for the last year, I mean, his clips are all over YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
It's funny you should mention
he
that,
does
Mikey.
he does Dr. Phil show lives, and he impersonates Dr. Phil just about as good as anyone impersonates anybody. I mean, but he does it in a weird way. He doesn't do it. He makes some sexual jokes about him and his wife, Robin, and stuff like that. But he's always constantly plugging Dr. Phil's book and plugging the TV show, and he's pretty respectful about doing it.
Yeah, he does a good job with it. It does good. In fact, here, you can judge for yourself. Here's Adam Ray doing Dr. Phil.
What is your tattoo showing us right now? What's your first name?
Wesley.
Wesley. And what is that tattoo of, Wesley? Let's pick the sailboat there. What does that mean?
That's where we buried my sister.
Okay, let's move on. I feel like there's something. We'll be right back.
There you go. We'll be right back.
Saw that coming. I didn't. God damn, Wesley.
Getting a beer.
Sir, if you can get out of here for this next part, that'd be great. Thank you so much. You got to pee? Yeah, we'll hold. Yeah, a guy like that definitely is taking a shit when he says he's taking a pee. Nobody believes anything's coming out of you that's in liquid form, dude. You know what I'm saying? My man, hold on right there at the door real quick. What's your first name? Alex, so where are you really headed? Let's take a minute, because life's throwing you a big curveball right now. A little bit of a curveball, yeah. You're going to go drop a... Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Go ahead, Alex. May the force be with you. And make sure to wipe. It's tough to remember to wipe.
All right, I got to cut it before that music plays, and they're not going to let me play it. But so, yeah, that's who we went to go see. And we went there. It was nice because, like you said, Mikey, we ended up having a little bit like, we had plans to go down there, do the man on the street stuff. It just wasn't going to work out because you got stuck in traffic. So we get in the Uber. We decide we're going to go down there and just hang out at the comedy club. Now, this place is called Hilarities inside of a restaurant called Pickwick and Frolic. So the comedy club is Hilarities inside of a restaurant called Pickwick and Frolic. We said, fuck it. Let's go watch. The comedy show started at 7:45. We had, or was it 7:15? 7:15 or 7:45?
7 o'clock.
Was it 7? Oh, okay. So the show started at 7
o'clock because the first that Elijah kid went on for 12 minutes. I think he ran the light by 2 minutes.
So we started at 7. The show started at 7. We said, fuck it. Let's go down there because the Guardians game started at 5:08. So let's go down there. We'll hang out at Pickwick and Frolic. We'll get a spot, hopefully at the bar, and watch the beginning of the game, which is what we did. But we also, instead of getting a spot at the bar, we were able to get this sweet little two-top with like this cool little table. So I was able to sit on like this padded bench. Mikey had this little stool, so it was like we were kind of catty-corny, but still watching the game up. Like we were in the perfect spot to watch the game. Only problem was they had the music on instead of the game. They were playing like James Brown and shit.
Until the comedy show doors opened, and then they turned on the audio for the game.
It was really weird. It was really strange. So we sat there just watching the game without any audio to the game. And then crazily, were they already sitting there or did they walk in while we were, I think they walked in while we were sitting there.
They walked in when we were sitting there.
Yeah, one of the guys who's on our fantasy football league, Ken, the manager of the Ocean Gate Titans, who's in the Another Dumb Show Fantasy Football League, him and his wife they walked in while we're sitting there, and the reason I know she's his wife is because I just DJ'd their wedding like 3 weeks ago. So, and I'm pretty sure that's where I got sick and caught my walking pneumonia from this one dude who just kept coming up to me over and over again and was spitting in my mouth practically.
Oh. Reminded me. I got an angry text about that wedding.
Okay. We'll go back to that. I think we'll save that for tomorrow or next time we're live because that's a good story too that we got to talk about. So we sit down. Ken and his wife come in. We bullshit with them for a second. It was really nice to see them. So we sit back down, and it was kind of short conversation because all of us wanted to get back to watching the game. It was real quick. It was very brief.
Everyone was really like, people were, I mean, there was probably 10, 12 people in the bar. One Yankees fan that was cheering. There was one definite Clevelander woman that was.
She was loud.
Not gonna lie, she's right up JLR's alley.
Oh yeah, that's that guy.
I don't know how else to describe this woman, but this is the type of woman that Jeffrey'd be side hugging, grabbing side boob, and leaning all over the entire time. That's like, it probably had 13 to 16 teeth.
You couldn't
fucked up makeup.
Couldn't have nailed her any better, dude. I think that's probably the best way to describe her. You're right. That's pretty funny. So yeah, she was causing a scene. She was really loud at the bar. But we were all enjoying it. It was a good time watching it, watching the game. And then we ran out of time because we had to go into the comedy show. We had to go get in line for the show. And then
pissed off absolutely about this. We walk in, I go get my tickets from the will call right away. I ask the lady at the desk, when are the doors open? I asked the security guard that was looking one eye this way and one eye that way, what time the doors are opening. And they said 6:45.
And we had been there for an hour. And Mikey, I'm going to tell you right now, this right here is almost what they got when that happened. Because I had a few beers. This is almost what they got. Very close.
You were gonna, I was turn into a 92-year-old Hulk.
I just wanted to shoehorn Red Hulk in there somehow.
Yeah,
but no, cool. I literally, because I was like so mad because because I knew how badly you wanted to sit in the front row, and that was the whole reason we got there so early.
I love front row. That's why I got the VIP tickets. And we go to walk downstairs at 6:45 when the doors are open, expecting to see like maybe 10 people in line. I thought VIP tickets meant like first 2 rows. VIP tickets mean first 6 rows. But every time we've gone there with VIP tickets so far, we've been lucky enough to sit right up on stage, right up in front of the mic, everything like that. So we get down there and the doors have been open. And I'm like, you guys said 6:45. Oh, well, we opened the doors a little bit early because we didn't know about the baseball game. Like, what? You should open the doors fucking later because of the baseball game.
Yeah, if anything, and then also make an announcement. Come up there and just casually walk through the bar and go, hey guys, just so you know, because it was quiet enough that you could have walked through that bar. There weren't that many people there. The amount of people that were there were likely there for the comedy show. So all they had to do is just walk through there and go, hey guys, if you guys are here for the comedy show, just to let you know, we're opening the doors a little bit early if you guys want to come down. That would have made much more sense than the way that they did it. So, but we lucked out.
We did luck out. God was looking out for us, or whoever's up there. Put us right on the steps, so the comedians got to walk right by, got the fist bump. The comedians.
Yeah, it was really cool. I literally was on the way it's set up. They have a stage and there's 2 little steps, and they don't come out from behind the stage. They actually walk through the crowd, walk up these couple little steps onto the stage. So I was on the steps, literally, so up and down. I was fist bumping these dudes as they went on and off stage. It was pretty fucking cool. And this is actually, and when we walked in, when they were seating us, it looked like all of them were full, that we weren't going to get a front row seat. And then all of a sudden, they like dragged us around the corner, and there was that one front row, and they put us in there. And then right as I sit down, I look over, and it's one of my best friends, one of my other homeboys, Craig, who his son is friends with my kids, and he was there with his wife, and I forgot her goddamn name. I was so embarrassed.
Shalon.
Shalon. And that's the point, because I was never really sure 100% how to pronounce it, but Craig and Shalon were there. And actually, it was such a nice surprise to see him. And I felt so bad because my sons and his son used to hang out all the time, like online playing games. And they just haven't hung out much anymore. It's been like one of those weird things. So I don't know if they don't get along. I don't know if they just different paths, a different, I don't know, how kids are
Kids
when they
just
get as they
grow
get older.
apart, man.
Yeah.
They just they find their little clique. It's usually right around like at the middle of middle school and the beginning of high school. It's when all the friends, like me, my God, my best friend from the 2nd grade all the way up through 7th grade was this heavy set black girl named Tiffany. And as soon as we got to high school and there was like more black people around, she instantly was like, "Oh no, bye, Whitey," and just whoop, gone.
That was the end of that friendship.
Yeah,
Well,
for
anyway,
real.
he and I are still friends, regardless whether the kids don't hang out. And the crazy, so back to the actual show itself, they had an opener, a young guy named Elijah. He's local from around here, from Shaker Heights. He was pretty decent. We actually saw some of
Getting
his,
better.
He is getting better. We saw him when we went to go see Cam Patterson, I believe it was. Was it Cam or Ari Shafir?
Cam
Shafir.
Patterson and Ari. We've seen him 3 times.
Oh, really? Okay, so we've seen him.
He's one of the local feature acts. He's like the MC at Hilarities.
Right.
He's like it's what like Tony started being. I'm sure he started as a door guy or something like that. Open micer. Now he's the MC. So he gets the MC every weekend and do his little 10-minute set. I'd imagine they weren't happy though. He did go over a set by 2 minutes.
Did you time that
flashed.
shit?
No, I can see when they hit you with the light, because where we were sitting, where we're sitting all the way on the right-hand side of the stage, the sound booth is all the way to the left.
I didn't notice that, to be honest
tucked
with you.
in the back corner.
Okay.
And they'll flash the flashlight at you when you've got a minute left. And then when you go over, they start fucking flashing the light at you. And he kept going.
I didn't realize that. Okay. All right. So he ended up going over. He was getting some laughs, so I don't blame him. Then the second
guy beat him up so bad.
Do you remember the name of the second guy?
I don't.
Oh,
I'm really
dude,
upset that I didn't.
Me too. I was trying to Google or find any kind of info about who that. I'm sure you could probably call up the Hilarities and figure it out, but I kept Googling and trying to figure it out, and I couldn't figure out the guy's name. But he was hilarious. He was really, really funny. He did a great job. A lot of laughs. He did some good crowd work, along with some good like sports jokes that were timely and like worked well with he's from Cincinnati and we're from Cleveland, obviously. So he had some fun with that. It was really good. And then he actually later on, I'll talk about what happened actually later on with him. But what are you looking up his name right now?
Yeah, I'm trying to see, but I can't find out nothing.
Anyway.
All right, never mind.
So he was great. He was funny. He did his whole set, lots of laughs. Then he took off, fist bumped him on the way out. Then we brought on,
kid.
Yeah, Cincinnati dude. He did some jokes about the Browns and the Bengals and all that. It was pretty good. And then he took off. Then the headliner came on. Adam Ray came on, and he was good. He was funny. Couple laugh out loud moments. Good. I wouldn't argue. I think the second guy got me actually a belly laugh. I don't know if Adam got a belly laugh out of me, but he definitely, I was entertained and engaged the whole time. I wasn't like, man, is this guy done yet at any point? Like he kept it rolling. He was very good.
Lots of loud talk from Adam. He gets like screams into the mic quite a bit. I'm not the biggest fan of screamers into the microphone.
Why do you like me then? That's all I used to do.
You can literally watch him spit all over the front row as he goes.
Was gross. That was gross. He was spitting a lot. I noticed that too.
Yeah, I don't know. I love Adam Ray. I love his characters, but I don't know if I like Adam Ray's stand up as much as I like him as Dr. Phil or what the hell's the girl's name that he is.
I don't know, but you're right. I did notice that because he did kind of cut into some of his characters here and there, and you were really laughing really hard. Like he's got this character like Jeremy, and he talks like he's kind of
Jeremy,
yeah. Which is kind of funny ripping on a disabled kid. But anyway, during the show, or before the show, I said to Mikey, I go, do you think while we were watching the Guardians game, I said, do you think he'll mention the game? and bring up whether, is he going to look at his phone or monitor the score or have somebody mention, what's going on.
You had a really good idea. You were like, I think it'd be a good idea for comedians to play to the local crowds a little bit, especially during important games, to at least like work that into their show a little bit. So fans aren't tempted to check their phone. And both guys did it. The guy before Adam talked about it, took out his phone, checked the score. Adam talked about it a couple times, which I enjoyed. It
was cool.
Keeps it relevant and
they told jokes during it and kept it funny too. It wasn't just like, all right, what's the score? Because Craig, my buddy sitting next to us, was doing exactly what you were saying, and he had his phone out and he just had it sitting on the table like this, and he was watching notifications.
Shalon, her phone was sitting on her right. Her phone was sitting on her right leg the entire time.
I didn't. Was she watching the game?
She was. I don't know if she was watching, but it was definitely pitch by pitch analysis.
Oh, that's funny. All right. So and the crazy thing is, during these shows, you're not supposed to use your phone at all. You'll get kicked out. They don't want you to have your phone out at all. And then when Adam Ray brought up the Guardians and what the score was, I think it was tied at that point. Were we losing?
Yes, we were losing 5-3 at that point. It was not looking good. It was the ninth inning. There was one out.
That's
and
right.
Then Adam Ray hit us with the fun part.
That's right. Adam Ray
made a promise that most comedians would not make a promise of, because it would be a very expensive one. He definitely said, if the Guardians happen to come back and win the series, the comedy club keeps all of your email addresses. So if the Guardians come back and win this game and win this series, then everyone at this show right now, the 7 p.m. show that was sold out, gets to come to Dr. Phil live when he does it at Hilarities next year, whatever it was. I thought he said it was going to be in spring or summer.
I thought he said it was, June or July, I believe is what he said it was when it was going to happen. So,
but for him to make a promise that he was going to buy out a few hundred tickets at, Adam Ray sold at $30 and $60 a ticket or $20 and $40 a ticket. Dr. Phil Live will be double that.
Well, he was saying that the Yankees, with their firepower and their big bats and their great bullpen, were up 5-3 in the bottom of the ninth. It did not look good for the Cleveland Guardians at that point. So, the comedy show wrapped up. We ended up going upstairs. Actually, Mikey, you went to go over to the merch tent at that point.
I get to go pee first. I had to stand in line with 30 fucking guys waiting to get a leak, and every one of them said, "Why are you wearing Vikings clothes? Why are you wearing Vikings clothes? Why are you wearing Vikings clothes?"
I would have said the same thing. I would have asked you the same question. Not going to lie. So while you were in the bathroom, I was sitting, I was kind of in between. So the way it works is like the comedy club is on one side of the restaurant, and then you come back to the other side for the actual bar area. So I'm kind of in between by the ticket window with a group of guys who have their phone out. And all of a sudden, this happens. So that
Can
was
I just say that
Go ahead.
I got shooken so hard at the urinal, I pissed all over myself because people started celebrating in the bathroom and shaking me at the fucking urinal while I was pissing.
I didn't know that.
Pissed all over my purple shoes, the inside of my leg. Dude, it was fucking like, what? Don't touch a guy when he's pissing.
Oh, we're the biggest weirdos in the world when it comes to we have
the
poor bathroom etiquette here in the bathroom in Cleveland.
Imagine if I was in a Vikings bathroom when the Minneapolis Miracle happened.
You would have probably pulled your pants out and jizzed all over the place, I think.
Oh, I would have done a fucking belly slide to the trough if there was one.
So I see that happens. The home run happens. The whole bar just absolutely erupts because everybody from the comedy show stuck around for it. We're going crazy, cheering, jump. Everybody's fucking bad high-fiving, missing high fives. Just a bunch of white people miss. Yeah, just bad high fives everywhere.
AWG. You just got to call it AWG. Awkward white guy shit. We don't know how to high five. We don't know how to dap up. We can't do nothing.
That's the problem. Like we I'm a dap guy. I'm gonna grab your hand. I'm gonna pull it. I'll give you one on the back. That's how like a weird ass.
You're a dap and bro hug.
Yes, these weird ass like come in for a high five. Like guys coming like they're way back from fucking Texas coming in for a fucking high five, and you got to try to aim that shit. I fucking hate that fucking shit.
Elbow.
Yeah, I know you aim for the elbow.
You
I know the move. I know the move.
At their elbow, you'll never miss a high five ever again.
But they're not looking at your elbow. They're like looking in your eyes, and you're like, ah! They're trying to hit these fucking guys in their high fives. So then we tied it up. We're all sitting there, and then it kind of chilled out. The second guy, I think his name is Mark or Mike. I can't remember. The second comic actually came out and started hanging out with us. And he was drinking with, it was really cool. He was drinking with us and just chilling. And there was another, so the comic's from Cincinnati. And then there was another, just happened to be one of the Adam Ray guys, not Adam Ray guys, one of the Adam Ray attendees was from Cincinnati. So the two of them started talking Bengals shit, and the Bengals were playing the Browns that weekend. So I just looked at him and I go, let's not forget the Browns have beat the Bengals 7 times in a row here, guys. Let's not forget that.
You guys had beaten them 7 times straight before that?
Yeah. We had the Bengals number.
No shit.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was really weird. We just kept beating the shit
just
out
like
of the Bengals.
The Lions have the Vikings number too. So
well, it ended last weekend, and we all saw what happened with Deshaun and whatnot. But anyway, so while I'm sitting at the bar with these guys, they start talking shit, and then I start talking shit, and then I look at them and I go, guys, I think we can all agree, fuck the Steelers though, right? And then we did a big fucking cheers. The three of us were like, fuck the Steelers, and a big fucking pro cheer and everything. And then
that's the biggest rivalry. It's the same in the NFC North. Like I can talk a little bit of shit with Green Bay fans, have fun with them and everything like that. But as soon as a Bears fan walks by, all Vikings fans and Packer fans stop, look at him, and go, fuck yourself.
Seriously. I feel like that goes for the Ravens now too a little bit. It's just anybody who's not if you're a Browns fan, because they're the old Browns, so we hate the fucking Ravens. But the Steelers, they're just ingrained. But the problem is we're so bad, there's no rivalry anymore. The rivalry turned into the Steelers and the Ravens. That's the real rivalry.
We've always just like empathetically just loved the Lions because the Lions will lion and they always will lion. So
didn't last
week. You just kind of feel bad for them.
So we're sitting at the bar cheering, fuck the Steelers, watching all this shit go down, and then Mikey, this happens. David Fry, walk-off home run to win the game, sends us on to the next game. It was one of the, I have goosebumps right now just thinking about it. I was so pumped. I was actually trying to subdue myself. I was so excited. I said to myself, like, because of where we were in the series. I was like, I can't get too excited, but the moment was so cool. We're at a bar, we're downtown, we're doing the whole thing.
It was walk off in the 10th. Like, if I were in your shoes, bro, we would have been kicked out. I would have been on the bar. I would have been freaking the fuck out. But it just reminds me of a play like watching like something like the Minneapolis Miracle. Like it's a once in a lifetime sporting event. Something you'll always remember where you were when it happened.
For sure.
It's a walk-off home run, dude. You celebrate it, but then the team celebrates so hard after a walk-off that they're flat for the next 2 games and lose the series.
Yeah, that's how it worked out. It was just a bad end of the series. So love the Guardians. Thank you for that moment. Like, that's a moment I'll remember forever. I was with one of my best friends watching one of the coolest moments in the history of the Guardians. We're back. Okay, we're back. All right, it just got wonky for a sec. I don't know what happened. It just went like it wasn't working for a sec. So anyway, one of the greatest moments, sports moments in Cleveland history. Ended up being nothing. So then we try to Uber out of there. I get an Uber. There's too many people. It won't give me the Uber. Thankfully, Mikey was able to get an Uber. We took the Uber home. I turn.
It's because I'm an Uber black guy. I don't give a shit. Just whatever the most expensive, comfortable ride is. My father used to yell at me when we were in Minnesota and we go back and forth to the mall every day. He'd be like, "Why are you getting an Uber that's 3 times the price of a regular one?" I said, "I ain't sitting in somebody's stinky ass car."
Yeah, I cheaped out on the way down. I just wanted the regular Comfort just because it was cheapest and it was already. Dude,
And it
the
had to be
Comfort,
surge pricing anyways.
it was. The Comfort was $45 in itself. So just for that, oh shit, I got
The
to
ride down was 45.
Yeah, I got to tip that guy. I forgot I owe that guy a tip too, so I got to go back.
It
and
was
tip that guy.
cheaper on the way home in the surge and the black.
Well, I guess, yeah, everybody wanted to get down, even if they're, I don't know, fuck it. I don't know how it works. But yeah, it was expensive
Our
on the
cool
way
limo
down.
driver that got me to talk in black scent for the
I
entire
was just
time.
going to say, so that we get in this Uber on the way home, and Mikey and I suddenly turn into Jeffrey LaRoque, and we pick up black scent. We're both
Diz, you'd be proud, my guy. Diz, you'd be proud.
And then
I can't help it. I start talking in a little bit of Ebonics, like I've got a hood card. It sounds so horrible.
I'm the same way. I can't help myself. Diz can attest to it. I'm not as bad as Jeffrey, but I can't help myself. But it could be with anybody. If we're in the South, I'm going to pick up the Southern accent. We're in Canada, I'm going to talk like I'm from Canada. Wherever we are, I'm going to pick it up.
But you're not doing it around Asian people.
That's a good point.
Or Jamaican people.
I wonder if that would happen if I did hang out with Asian people. Well, they don't speak English really in Asia. Obviously, they're speaking Asian, or Asian, Chinese or Japanese or whatever. Asia, they speak
Mandarin.
Indian. There's a lot of different Asian, not Indian, but whatever. Fucking, I'm making myself not stupid.
Indian is Asian. Asians are Indians. It's all the same continent.
No, isn't India its own continent?
No, India is in Asia.
Wait, hold on. 7 continents.
I haven't smoked bud yet today, so my brain is kind of clear. But I'm pretty sure you can count. There's a lot of.
Oh yeah. India's part of Asia. I'm an idiot. Asia, Africa, North America, South.
Yeah, that's why
Antarctica,
Asia
Europe,
is the
Australia.
biggest continent ever.
I'm an idiot.
I mean, they outnumber us 47-1.
Isn't there an Indian Ocean? I think that's what I'm mixing it up with. That's what I'm mixing up with. There's 5 oceans. And that's what India. I knew there was an India in there somewhere in one of these major 5, 7, things. All right, so we've spoken black scent the whole way home. That was pretty funny. And then from there, we got home, smoked what just happened to everything? Oh, sorry. We got home, smoked a bunch more weed. I kept drinking the rest of the night. And then we just hung out, man. We just bro down. We talked about everything we could, life, friendships, all that shit.
Yeah, dude.
It was a good time, man.
Need that shit. I really did need because my best buddy Jeff is married with 2 kids, so I can't get over to his house. He can't get over here much, and he works in the same field as I do for a competing company. So now all we do is just talk work 24/7, and then my other best friend here is a work buddy that I talk to on the phone for probably 2 hours a day, and all we do is talk work. So like my life is work, and work is life.
Yeah, we didn't really talk. I mean, we talked about like the old job and shit like that because that was just natural. Because when I get drunk, I'll talk about weird shit and old times and shit like that.
I had a girl that was feeling me, and everything was going so well.
I just looked at what time it is. It's 9:00. Let's save that for tomorrow. We got a couple good stories about your wedding story.
You got
this girl tomorrow.
You got a screenshot?
I got a screenshot that'll get us. I don't want to show it to everybody right now. I don't want to. Actually, yeah, no, we'll save it.
I was gonna say, just give a quick flash of what the individual sentences that I got back to back.
I'll just start it with this right here. This is Mikey. So Mikey. We started talking. Just a real brief synopsis. We'll get deeper into it. Mikey started talking to a girl he met. No, hold on, save it. We started talking to a girl he met on a Sozen. Oh wait, it was Thursday morning.
Yeah, dude. Thursday morning
is the day you came here.
Yeah, Thursday morning was the first time we started snapping.
Mikey started Snapchatting. He met a girl on a dating site, what, a couple days before that?
We started talking the night before that.
So Wednesday of last week, Mikey meets a girl.
Yep.
On one of the on Hinge or Tinder or whatever.
Bumble.
On Bumble. So he meets her on a Wednesday night. He's planning to come here on Thursday. He comes here on Thursday. We won't get into the conversation they had on Thursday, but the next day, or leading into the next day, they were Snapchatting. She asks him, 5:19 the next day. So 5:19 on Friday, she sends him a Snapchat, says, "What are you doing?" And here's what Mikey says: "Eating cheesecake, watching TV." And she says, "Fun." And Mikey says, "Yeah, I guess. Mostly boring." And the girl replies, "Ha ha ha, you make me sad. You really make me sad. You're not trying." Now, you've known this girl for a whopping less than 48 hours at this point. So there's a little preview, and I'm going to go on. So let me see. So we stopped at 1, 2. She said, "Ha ha ha, you really make me sad. You're not trying." So 3 lines. This Snapchat goes on another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You get the picture. It goes on for quite a while. And it's pretty interesting the way somebody, well, we'll save it for tomorrow. We'll show you the rest of the Snapchat.
The funny thing is, I kept saying, as me and Dom were talking about her a little bit as the night was going on. Yo, I'm just collecting red flags, bro.
Yep. And we'll talk about tomorrow why I said, who cares? Who cares? Don't worry about it. Who cares? No. Who cares? And then, you guys will see why I'm one way and Mikey's another. So,
hey, but good news, everybody. I did meet somebody that's a little bit older than me this time.
Well, hold on. We haven't even talked about her, so nobody knows. We'll save it for tomorrow. Nobody knows anything. I didn't say anything.
She said, "You make me sad."
I know.
That's a pretty dead giveaway. And I'm not even trying. That's a pretty dead giveaway, too. But I'll send more screenshots. There's more. There's a lot more.
Yo, send them. Good. We'll talk about it tomorrow. So, all right, my dude. I love you.
Let's post her Snapchat so all of us can get a hold of her.
If you want to do that, I'm fine with that. I don't know if YouTube would like us doing that. I don't think we can dox people. I think that's a bad idea. I don't think we should do that.
Well, I might actually just say it on accident tomorrow, so everyone have a pen and paper ready. Love y'all. See you tomorrow.
All right, love you. Bye. Alrighty, guys. That's going to wrap things up for us tonight. What a crazy situation Mikey had going on with that girl. I can't wait to talk more about it and tell you guys the whole sitch with this chick. It was pretty funny. So, all right, guys. To the 5 people that are watching on Instagram Live, I appreciate you guys hanging out. 2 people still hanging out, I guess. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We are going to wrap things up for us tonight. Usually, we're here live 7 to 9 on weekdays, usually Monday through at least Thursday. We're going to be off. I have weddings this weekend, Friday and Saturday, so we'll be off on Thursday. So tomorrow will be our last live show of the week. So make sure you check out the show, Another Dumb Show, on YouTube. And for those of you who've been supporting the show on YouTube for a while now, thank you to all of you. I greatly appreciate it. Amanda, I do see you commenting in here. Amanda is a big fan of the show. Amanda comments, she says, "Dumb, hey there, buddy. How in the fuck are you? I'm officially divorced and holy shit, I have learned tons." And then goes on to talk about how she says, "He's a piece of work, called the cops on me Sunday," talking about her ex. So hopefully we can talk to Amanda tomorrow. I don't know if the phones will be working, but Amanda, if you want, I can even send you a vMix link like Curious George has. So if you want to, you can jump on anytime and we can talk to you on video if you are interested in doing that. Real quick before we wrap, Mikey is off. Mikey still there? I think Mikey's still there. Mikey, real quick before we wrap, I think I just saw, I still have, oh, he's just frozen. Never mind. I thought Curious George was here, just hanging out. I think he was, and then I didn't see him, so I feel bad. Curious George was hanging out for us for a while. And then you came on, and then I forgot that it's a long story the way this whole little switcher in front of me works. But you and I are on page 1 and all the stuff that we watch. And I added this last page that has Curious George on it with us. So that would explain why it looks like that. So, okay, that's it. Bye, Mikey. All righty, guys. That's going to wrap things up for us here on Another Dumb Show tonight. We will be back live tomorrow. Amanda, I think I have your email, but if not, shoot me an email, anotherdumbshow@gmail.com, and I'll send you a link and we can get you on and we'll talk about your divorce and all the crazy stuff that you've been going through. Because it's fun. It's interesting. I love to hear about people's personal lives. It's what makes this show great. So we'll have Amanda, anotherdumbshow@gmail.com. Hit me up. So, alrighty, guys. I'm officially going to wrap things up for us tonight. I am out of here. Oh, if you've not heard any thumbs up tonight's video, take a second to hit the thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it if you did that. If you're watching live, just literally reach down, smash that thumbs up. You know, take your thumb out of your ass, hit the thumbs up, put your thumb back in your ear. All right. That's going to wrap things up. I'm out of here. See